And Joe, you've been in politics for a long time. You've seen many presidents and leaders heading to the White House to meet the president. Of course, Anthony Albanese, our Prime Minister, set to meet US President Donald Trump in a matter of weeks. How do you think it will go?
Well, it'll go pretty well. As you recall, Albanese, I think, has already had a state dinner at the White House. In my many years in this country tracking Australian-American relations, I've always been amazed at the interest and the keenness of Canberra to have those meetings in the White House, the Oval Office, and especially the state dinner. I was here when Gough Whitlam was elected, and I talked to people even ahead of him who'd been to the White House. So it's very important for Australia, which always is in search of solidifying what Bob Menzies used to call a great and powerful friend. I mean, Australia needs America on side, even in these turbulent times, and even when American policy seems like it's all over the place. So Albanese would like to go, and he'd like to take a victory lap. They did very well the other evening. And look, he's got another friend in Washington. I think Kevin Rudd is perfectly placed to show him around what's important, what's not important. Rudd is an expert on China, and he became an expert on China after he left office or was pushed. He's also an expert on the United States. He's been hanging around, listening to everybody, talking to everybody, and he's kind of like become a very wise broker in the last couple of years. I think Albanese is well placed. I don't know if he's going to get a state dinner. I mean, the state dinner requires a great deal of lead time, and it also, well, frankly, it often counts on the First Lady being there. And I think someone pointed out in the New York Times, Melania has only been in the White House 14 of the first 100 days. So she's got another agenda, raising the family, I suppose, in New York and Mar-a-Lago. So, things like that may take a while. But Albanese's very excited to go. I mean, everyone loves to go to Washington because it's the center of action. You don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine without Washington pushing the buttons. You don't know what's going to happen in Gaza unless Washington pushes both sides and all the rest of it. And Jenny, I might also mention this too. The president was boasting today that he has a very big announcement to make when he's overseas in a couple of days. That is in the Middle East, in Riyadh. Might be a civil nuclear deal with the Saudis. They were going to wait for that until after relations with Israel. It might be he's organized the release of the remaining hostages in Gaza. These people have been working on that. Or it might be that there is some kind of truce or ceasefire by the Houthis, particularly in the Red Sea. So, he's got something to brag about. He's got something to sell. And I think the interesting thing is he's got the family involved. And Jared Kushner is his #1 advisor in that neck of the woods. And so, the family is going to be involved. And, the Trumps like to be on the ground when things are being built and when there are opportunities. And the president, if anything, is trying the best he can. He's got all kinds of problems at home. He's got inflation, really bad optics on deportations, and he's fighting Harvard and all those people. He needs a couple runs on the board, and I think the foreign policy trips offer him those runs.
We will be watching closely as always. Joe Siracusa, thank you.